Hello everyone and welcome to your Happy Diaspora show. Today we are here. I'm your host Ben Jeju and I have my guest Mamadou Alpha Barry, President and founder of The Guide. Mamadou Alpha, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Mr. Ben. How are you?
Good. Thank you for coming. You are the President and the founder of The Guide, right?
Yes.
What The Guide stand for?
GUIDE is the Guinean Alliance for Education and Development.
And how long you've been running this association, organization, foundation?
We incorporated the Guinean Alliance for Education and Development in October 2011. And we incorporated it as an NGO, as an organization, and we got our 501c3 exemption in August 2014.
Okay, so you just started with an NGO, right?
Yes.
Why you guys didn't start it with an association, organization? Like, because usually we see people like going from a organization, association to NGO. Why you just first step NGO?
Well, our initial goal was different. First of all, we see associations as organizations specific to a regional area or a national area that require its members to pay into the association and dues, and we wanted it to be different. We wanted the ideas to be more innovative than an association, because as you may be aware, associations have done a lot of good things, but also has a lot of issues when it comes to membership dues. And we went through those discussions as we were preparing our documents. And do we need members? Yes, we do, but do we have to get them to pay membership fees? No, because we wanted to think a little bit outside the box, if I may say, to come up with ways to raise funds for our organization. And that's how we came up with the NGO.
Was the process difficult or different?
Well, for us, what we initially did is to think about what we really want to get done, and what motivated us to start the organization. As a student here in this country, I realized how much we were struggling, and our struggle over here was very low compared to those we left back home. And as we were getting to a point to graduate, I was thinking of ways to give back to our community. And when I was in high school back in Guinea, we had a classmate, I would say, same class, who were extremely brilliant, who graduated from high school. On the national exam, he came second, but he came from a poor family. And one of his family members were able to sponsor him to come to Canada to study, but while he was there, he passed away. And some people advised him to try to sneak into the US. This is the land of opportunity, and he'll make it here. Unfortunately, he was not able to make it, so he got deported. And when I heard that news, it really hurt me that somebody that brilliant can just have his dreams snatched away from him because of where he came from or the family circumstances he was born in. So in that idea, I said, okay, I will start an organization and call upon people who are like-minded to come and work with me. And together, we may be able to make a difference.
So that's how you come up with the idea?
That's how the idea came about, yes.
Okay. So can you describe us the mission, aims, and activities. What you guys do in terms of culture? Because I have a chance to surf on your website, but most of your activity is just concentrated on education.
Yes.
Why?
Well, we strongly believe that education is the key to success. I personally believe that with education, everything is possible.
Absolutely.
The mere fact that I'm sitting in front of you here in this country is because of education. I myself came from poor family, and if it wasn't my uncles who helped me out, I wouldn't be here. But I thank God, first of all, and thank my parents who instilled the love for education in me and supported me. And we believe that if we get our folks to get educated, then the situation where our country is right now can change in a positive way.
So you have a big picture about the youngest. You have a big picture about the future of Africa. You have a big picture about African. Now we're talking about the Guinean Alliance of Education, which is targeting specially students from Guinea, right?
Yes.
So what's the big picture in terms of the continent?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. When we first started Guide, one of our incorporating members, who unfortunately passed away, was from Sierra Leone. And we discussed those ideas on how to make it an African organization. Yes, but at the time, based on our resources and the circumstances we were in, we decided to just start in Guinea, and as we progress, we expanded to the region first, and then to the larger continent. However, as I go around meet different people, different young Africans, I always tell people that our concept is open to all Africans. We can share with you what we did to get where we are, and we are willing to help you on the small ways we can to get it done in, let's say, Senegal. You know the Senegalese problem more than I do. So if you start something there and we work together and help each other, we may then at the end of the day have a project, let's say in Senegal or in Guinea, and we join hands and get that project to take effect, because our goal will be to help our fellow citizens. Yes.
So in terms of management regarding the organization, how did that work? Who take the decision? Who make the decision? Who just drive the pathway of this NGO? Where we gonna go? Where we wanna go? How we gonna get there? Who make that decision?
Well, the decision, we have a broad decision-making process. If an idea come to any of our members, be it the executive officers or the board members, if I may talk a little bit about how our structures.
Absolutely, go ahead.
We structures in two different ways. We have the board of directors, who are composed of international people, and then the executive officers, who are all Guineans.
Right.
And the idea behind that is, unfortunately, in Guinea, we have the ethnocentrism problem, which plagued us. And I didn't want that to prevent us from the bigger picture.
Right.
So we created that international board. So as executive officers, we come up with ideas, because we know Guinea and the problems of Guinea more than our board of directors.
Now, the reason behind that is just to prevent the fact that I may come from another ethnic group and say, why this person from different ethnicity, like, is guide me or be my president, or that was the idea behind that?
Not just to guide the particular person, but let's say if we have a project that we want to get implemented, and we submit it to the board, the board will look at the feasibility of the project, regardless of the region or the person who's getting it, because they don't know these little problems that we have in Guinea that can plague us from progressing. So that was the idea behind it, and we were lucky to have not only a board who are committed to education, but also our executive officers is composed of a group of young Guineans whose commitment to education is unparalleled.
Now, based on what you said, it's just on the board of directors, they are very diverse?
Yes.
From every country, or just from every state, or different background?
Yes, we have some who are from Africa and some who are Americans.
Okay.
In different countries in Africa.
But in terms of the board of office, it's just like executive officers? The
executive officers, we are all Guineans.
Wonderful, wonderful. So as a young leader, because that's who you are a young leader now, you have set a dream for the continent. You have set a dream to change the world. What would you say for young leaders that trying to run association, organization, and try to just do the transition from organization or association to NGOs and all that, based on your experience?
Yeah, my advice to those young leaders that you reference to is to really be creative and innovative, and think of helping others more than they think of themselves.
Right.
Because as Brian Tracy said, successful people always look on ways to help others, and unsuccessful people always are asking the question, what is there for me? So we know having an NGO is not an easy thing. It's not an easy task. You have to love what you're doing, because you will encounter the naysayers.
Absolutely.
You will encounter those who just don't want to see you succeed. But you have to love what you do, and you have to, that why has to be bigger than you. Why am I doing this? And it has to be bigger than you. You have to think of people as people who probably need your help today, but who knows, you may need their help tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And as we say in Guinea, if you're gonna kick somebody, kick them forward, because you may reach them there, and they may be the one who will be able to help you.
Absolutely. Before we come back to the community, I just want to ask you a question about, again, I was impressed when I was looking around, surfing on your website. It was, the content was very, very rich.
Thank you.
So I came up with this kind of project like opportunity scholarship, learning material, bicycle initiative, even a library project. So have you tried to implement this project?
Well, thus far, again, our mission is to provide educational resources and opportunities to Guinean students, but our special focus is to give scholarships to students to study either in Guinea or abroad. And yes, we do have those projects, and those were our initial vision, if I may say.
Right.
Some of it, like the bicycle initiatives, we partnered last year with a Global Giving, and we were able to raise funds to buy Tory bicycles, and that will be distributed in different cities in Guinea, to students who have to walk at least 3 miles to school and back. So We have purchased the bicycles here. We ship them in Guinea. They have arrived in Guinea, and now they're working into getting them to the different students who need them. We have identified the students that will be given those bicycles. That's one. With regard to our library project,
which is very important, right?
Which is very, very important. And when I first came here, basically I was introduced to a library here. I was very impressed to just be able and go to a library with unlimited resources anywhere in the city and pick up a book to read it. So I said to myself, wow, a student in Guinea, when they reach the age of leadership, they're going to sit with somebody who have all these resources and try to negotiate a contract. I mean, you will be blown, no matter how smart you are, but you are not exposed to different ideas, different thinking, different cultures. So that concept hit my head from that point on. And in 2012, we had the young Guinean met in Chicago to discuss about ways how we can help our countries. And at that point, I challenged all of our audience and the leaders who were there for us to build libraries in each city in Guinea.
Wow.
If there are no libraries, to build one. If there are ones that don't have the necessary resources to implement those resources. We didn't get there yet.
That's a challenge. Right?
But we will get there, inshallah.
All right. So I wanted to know, just you talk about the scholarship among the Guinean students. What's the process? How do you choose who's? It's by merit?
Yes.
Okay.
That's one of the criteria. Again, as I explained earlier about the young man whose story really pointed for me to start the organization, we targeting the top 10% of the graduating class. And we also have other criteria. They have to provide us 2 letters of recommendation and write from the teachers or the school administrators
back home, right?
Back home, right? The school where they went to.
Okay.
And also, they have to write an essay of 500, 800, or 1,000 words, depending on where they applying from. And initially, we do, and still we do want them to, particularly for those who study abroad, to study and go back to Guinea and at least work for 2 years. And what we will do is to work with the public sector as well as the private sector to provide opportunities to these students, because we just don't want them to go back and then be idle. We want them to go back and be successful in whatever they do.
They have something to do.
Right. And we encourage our students to serve. Right now we have helped 8 students, and off of those 8 students we have 5 in Guinea. 2 have already left the country, or either by their family help or the government help, and 1 on our help. She's studying in Lyon, France. Medicine. But what we ask them to do is to help other students. So those in Guinea, they already started the process. We told them, we'll give you the resources you need. We just want you to help in ways you can. We're not forcing you. But if we help you and you help others, those also help others. We're creating a movement.
Absolutely.
And those students really took that literally. So what they did so far is to create a website. And that website is a platform where students from all over the country can ask questions in mathematics, chemistry, biology, literature. And someone in their group will answer the question. And if they don't, we'll find somebody else with the expertise to answer the question to those students.
Absolutely.
And also they go out to the different high schools. If you check on our Facebook page, you'll see different pictures of the high schools that they went to, and they've been helping other students. And we did send them money to buy the books to help them and the resources they need to get to those schools.
Alpha, listening to what you're talking is very, important in terms of quality, because we tend to look for quantity. So how you think you can inspire those people, talk to them, in collaboration, try to do some things together?
Yes, for us, for example, we call ourselves an alliance. We believe in collaborating with others. No one group can do it. It takes a number of villages to raise a child per se. Therefore, we are open to different associations, NGOs. We look, in fact, our goal this year is to build as many partnerships as possible to be able to really move beyond where we are. Because what we realize, we cannot do it alone. The need is great, and our resources are limited. And if we can collaborate with others who are doing certain things better, and we can provide our financial or just moral resources, we are more than willing to pinch in, and we invite others to do the same.
Now, is your members, the people that work with you, they are volunteer, or they get paid, or they a set of membership? No membership, right?
No membership fees.
No salaries.
No salaries. All the boards, the executive officers, we are all volunteering. And so no one of us is getting paid. And we've been lucky to have people who are inspired by the idea of helping others rather than gaining anything out of it.
Absolutely. Now, before I let you go, I just want to ask you this question. Every day when you wake up, before you get out of your house to go work or to go to school, there is something set in your mind that you want to do to serve the world, to improve the world, to help those who need help. What's coming to your head? What do you tell to yourself?
Well, thank you for that question. Every time I wake up, God has blessed me tremendously. He blessed me with a loving wife and 2 beautiful daughters. And every time I wake up and I look at my family and my children, and I think about other children who are less fortunate than mine, and it inspires me to think harder and work harder to help others. Because looking at my own children, I know every child has a potential. They just need a guidance.
Absolutely.
Somebody who care about them and who nurture them with love and tell them that you can do it. Regardless of who's your parents, you can do it. Those things motivate me and inspire me, and God has blessed me to be able to see it through my children, and to have the heart to help as well. I think helping others is really what makes me happy, basically.
So therefore you have an ultimate goal.
Yeah, my goal in life is to worship the Almighty and to help people as much as I can.
Absolutely. Alpha, it's a pleasure for me to have you here, and hearing all what that we're saying that's what the continent needs. A young leader, a young African that cares about people, that cares about communities, that cares about the continent, that cares about the world, literally working hard and sacrificing their life and their ability to do some things else for themselves. This is what we need to lift Africa. This is what we need to lift the world. Now, do you have some things that you would like to share with people specifically in terms of what you're doing, in terms of your service, in terms of like how you're serving your community and especially Guinean community?
Oh, well, apart from guide, I'm also a member of the Association of the Guineans here in the metro area, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I am the vice treasurer, role that I've been serving in past almost 2 years now. And we are a community that's coming together and helping each other to live ourselves here in this country and also our fellow countrymen in Guinea, and also to be part of the community that we live in here. So we try our best to be involved in our community as well.
Absolutely. What do you feel sometimes when you go back home?
I haven't been home recently, but the last time I was there, when I came back, it's just reminded me to roll back my sleeve even harder and work harder to make a change.
Absolutely.
And I believe that change can happen through education and serving others, because it doesn't make sense for me to be successful or for you to be successful just for you and your family. We have, as Africans, to think beyond our immediate surroundings, to think about people that we never met before, people that we may never meet, and see of ways that we can work together and help each other. Because let's say if we build a road in Conakry, we won't say, oh, it's just my family member who will travel through that, or my ethnic group, or this type of people. Everybody will drive through it, walk through it. If we build infrastructure in terms of internet, or better schools, better health system, it helps everybody. So I would advise all of us to think beyond our immediate surroundings, just to think about as a world citizen, a country citizen, world, so that we can move beyond the pettiness that is really plaguing the continent.
Absolutely.
If we hold our leaders accountable, because it doesn't make sense for somebody to come and lead a country 5 years, 10 years, and they leave without even running water or electricity. That's a failure at the grassroots level.
Absolutely.
It's not the leadership, because the leaders come from us. So we have to hold them accountable. First, we have to raise them to have the ethical standards to lead with a purpose.
Absolutely.
And make things happen. It doesn't matter who's leading, as long as they're providing what they're supposed to be providing, and we should support them.
We all have something to do about it, right?
Yes.
That's why you're doing what you're doing.
Yes.
That's why we're doing what we're doing. That's why people are trying to help their community and their continent. And if somebody want to join to your NGO, who want to have a chance to see what you guys doing, do you have any information to your website?
Yes, we have a website, and our website is G as Guinea, A as Apple, E as education, and D as development, and G as Guinea, N as in Nancy.org. That's guideguinea.org. And we also invite people to go onto our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page, a Twitter page, Instagram. Just like us, follow us, and you will see what we're doing. And we invite everybody who believe in our mission to come and join us, so that we can work and make it big and help as many as we can.
Alpha Barry, President and founder of The Guide, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, people. Thank you for watching our TV Diaspora show. I was your host, Ben Jeju, with my guest, Alpha Barry. I see you next time. Thank you so much.